And hello, good timers! Welcome to another episode of Cooking with Andy. And normally we're keto cooking, but today we've decided to do non-keto meal. It's going to be chicken pot pie. And of course, Drew from L&D Adventures has challenged me once again. He made his version of pot pie here a couple weeks ago for his wife Lisa. He has challenged me to do the same for Simone. But today I am going to introduce a secret ingredient that Drew might not be prepared for that's probably going to put me over the edge, I think. And so right now, let's introduce my secret spicy ingredient. It's Simone Pickles.
Hello.
That's right, guys. I've got my secret weapon here to help me out today. So my new assistant sous chef, Simone, is going to be in the kitchen with Andy. So welcome to In the Kitchen with Andy.
And Simone.
And Simone. Let's have a good time. So for those of you that don't know, guys, I'm pretty terrible at baking. So that includes things like cookies, pie crust, desserts, and sweets. So that is exactly why I have my wonderful sidekick over here today. So she's going to make the pie crust for us, and then she's also going to help us do a few other things. But yeah, baking and me do not really get along very well. So these are our ingredients here. We're going to start off with some rotisserie chicken, and this is something that we've pre-cooked already. We're going to cut that into a little bit smaller pieces, but we cooked that probably about a month ago, stuck it in the freezer, and it comes in handy for a little bit of everything. Going to add some garlic because everything is better with garlic. Got some farm fresh vegetables here right from my father's garden. We got fresh carrots, fresh potatoes, and fresh onion. Gonna dice all that up. Some free range chicken broth. You can guys use whatever kind of chicken broth you like. This is just what we happen to have on hand. We've got a little bit of unsalted butter here, so I'll have to add a little bit of salt to the stuff here. Pepper, salt, parsley, and then you got this classic Bell's salt-free seasoning as well. So that's great in all chicken dishes. I'm sure you've found that in your grandmother's pantry here before. So start things off. Simone here is going to make her famous pie crust, and I say famous because it is. It's famous in my mind anyway. So she's going to make that up here, and we're going to watch her and see how she does it. Guys, starting up here. First thing we're going to grab is
chilled butter.
Chilled butter out of the freezer, and this has been freezing for just a few minutes, guys. Makes it a lot easier to cut here. And how much butter are we using?
2 sticks.
All right.
Because it's got a top and a bottom crust.
All right, yeah, so make double crust, guys. If your recipe, take a look at that and make sure it doesn't call for just one crust, unless you want a topless pie, but some people do appreciate something topless. In this case, though, pot pie probably should not be topless.
That would be weird.
It would be weird.
Maybe like biscuits or something on top, but yeah.
So this is just regular butter, guys, unsalted, I believe.
It's said to use unsalted.
So it does say use unsalted. You can use salted butter. Just be aware of, if you do, don't add too much salt to your actual pie. And yeah. Simone's got the big machete knife here. She's learned from the best. You guys know how much I love this big machete knife. So she's just going to go ahead and dice this up.
Into nice chunks.
All right, guys. So we've got this just about diced up now. And Pickles is going to put it back on this paper plate here, actually.
And put it in the fridge because I've heard the reason to do that is that it actually makes a flakier crust to keep your product very cold. We're going to use ice cold water, and we're also going to use cold butter. So
ice cold everything, guys. That is Simone's secret to a perfect pie crust.
Need 2, let's see, is it 2.5? 2.5. 2.5 cups of flour. I'm going to put it in the food processor along with 2 teaspoons of salt because I use unsalted butter. We're going to pulse it just to mix it well. And then we'll start adding the cold ingredients. The 2 sticks of butter that's chopped up. And then it's almost like you want to get like a sand feel to it. And obviously a half a cup of water.
All right. Do you want to get your handies? Sandy.
Sandy, yeah, kind of sandy.
Sandy, handy.
And you may not need that whole half a cup.
All right.
You may need like less.
Yep. So it's not a perfect science, guys, but it's pretty close to a perfect science. Hence why I don't like baking. So yep. 2.5 cups of flour.
2.5. 2, let's see, is it 2.5? 2.5. 2.5 cups of flour. I'm going to put it in the food processor along with 2 teaspoons of salt because I use unsalted butter. We're going to pulse it just to mix it well. And then we'll start adding the cold ingredients. The 2 sticks of butter that's chopped up. And then it's almost like you want to get like a sand feel to it. And obviously a half a cup of water. All
right. Do you want to get your handies? Sandy.
Sandy, yeah, kind of sandy.
Sandy, handy.
And you may not need that whole half a cup.
All right.
You may need like less.
Yep. So it's not a perfect science, guys, but it's pretty close to a perfect science. Hence why I don't like baking. So yep. 2.5 cups of flour.
2.5.
Make sure you guys have it nice and well rounded. packed in there well.
You need to make it flat, so it's
Yep.
2.5.
Flatten off your your top. Two and a half. There's your second one.
Number 2 for you.
Simone's singing you a song. That's good.
That's half a cup.
And we got
That's
half a cup. You
yeah.
sure?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I had to take a double check there.
All right.
But it's a half, not a quarter. There. Oh, that's not. Get in there. Yeah, sometimes I use a butter knife, but try not to make as many dishes.
By the way, guys, the shirts that we're wearing today, I forgot to mention, are courtesy of Seeking Vegas Sunrise. They sent us a goodie package here today, actually, just to say that they missed us. They're in Vegas right now at Rocktober, so we just wanted to say thank you to them. The shirt that I'm wearing today also is from them as well, so they gave us lots of cool goodies, and so thank you guys very much. Make sure and check their channel out, guys. They're at like 890 something as far as subscribers go. They're so close to 1,000, and they really should be at 1,000 by now, so help them out, guys. Go give them a channel look and hit that like and subscribe button.
Super cool people.
Super cool people, yes. So the pan we're using here, guys, is a 6-inch deep pie crust pan, so I ought to make it nice and full, make a nice good meal here for the chicken pot pie. It's about a 9-inch in diameter, but 6 inches deep. So in this case, deep is good.
So dirty.
No, I know.
How'd you know all that?
It's written right on the back.
Right on it.
Exactly. All right, so we've got our butter here.
Took it out of the fridge.
Took the fridge out of the butter. Took the butter out of the fridge. Yep.
And now I'm gonna start putting it in here and pulsing it.
So we're pulsing things and putting things in deep. This is vulgar
Actually,
today.
I'm gonna get a butter knife so my fingers don't get all buttery.
Yep.
And then I get tempted to lick them.
That's right. Licking fingers, pulsing deep. Keeps getting better by the moment. So anyway, put your butter in your flour here.
Yeah, I'll do a couple first, like maybe a whole stick, and then pulse it some, and then put some more in there.
All right.
It is easier using this versus trying to hand do it. Getting there. What we want to see is it start to pull away from the sides.
Yeah, it's pulling away.
It's getting there. It's getting
We're
there.
close.
It's not there yet, though.
So it looks like it's going to end up being probably about
3/4
3/4 of a cup of water, maybe. No. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. So that dough is pretty much the consistency you want to see now. Nice little sandy. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll that up into a big ball and wrap it in plastic wrap, and then we're going to put it in the refrigerator to let it get cold. Okay, good timers. So while the pie is chilling there, Simone's going to grab these potatoes and carrots for us, the fresh ones from my father's garden, and he's going to wash those up and peel those for us. And I am going to start cutting the vegetables, and we'll get those all sauteing together and start this pie filling. To start by making our vegetable stock and our roux to thicken the stock with afterwards. So I'm just going to go ahead and add about 2 tablespoons of butter to this back pan here. That's where we're going to saute our vegetables in. Over on this pan we're going to do our roux. And for roux I've got 1/3 of a cup of flour here. And we're going to do basically another tablespoon or so of butter, melt that together. You want to make sure that you cook your roux. Make sure we don't get the paper in there. You want to make sure you cook your roux completely, guys. You don't want that flour taste in your pie filling. So when it turns a nice golden brown, that's kind of how you know it's done. So probably got to turn it on first. That'd be helpful. To this butter here, it's pretty much melted now. We're just going to add the flour. And you're just going to continue to stir this. And if you find you need a little bit more butter, you can put more butter in there. Actually, I'm going to need a little bit more butter, it looks like.
I got the butter right here.
Say, good thing I got my assistant over here still.
Butter.
So we're going to add probably just another little quick tablespoon of butter here, guys. You never know until it gets in the pan. Alright, there we go. See if that works out way better. So you want to continue to stir this, guys. Probably turn the heat down a little bit. We got it on high there. We're going to turn it down to medium. And it's basically all you're doing is you're melting the butter and flour together. Basically until it forms sand again. So it's going to look like the pie crust almost, actually. And this is going to be used to thicken up the gravy and broth later on. So get it all off the sides there. All right, in the back pan, you can see our butter is melted over here. So we're going to go ahead and add our onions and carrots to that for our soup, or for our, I don't know, I guess it's soup right now. You want to hear that sizzle, guys, like that. Don't worry, I cleaned the oven top earlier. We're good.
My second rule.
So we're just going to give that a stir, guys, and we're going to cook that until it's translucent. Probably going to take about 5 minutes, and then we're going to add a little bit of garlic to it after that. And then we're going to shred up our chicken after that as well. Add a little bit of the broth, thicken it all up, and we should be good to go. And a little bit of salt, not too much, because Simone already salted the crust for us for it. And we're going to have a little bit of salt in the broth anyway, so just probably about a teaspoon of salt. And we got a little bit of parsley here, probably a tablespoon of parsley. Alright, a little bit more. Alright, and then it comes to deglazing the pan, guys, and we're just going to add some chicken broth here. And that's also when we're going to add our roux. So this flour mixture that's been sitting over here, guys, you can see, we're going to add half of that for right now. So that's going to go in here with these vegetables. Saute those into there a little bit together again. Then we're slowly going to add the chicken broth. You want to add it slowly, guys, because that'll prevent the flour from clumping on you. If you dump all this chicken broth in there at one time, you're going to have really clumpy gravy, basically. So we're going to add about a cup's worth right now. Now we're just going to stir that all in. I think we're going to go ahead and add the rest of the flour and a little bit more broth. And that should be just about enough to make our pot pie with. Obviously we're missing a key ingredient here, guys, the chicken. And also we got some potatoes that are going to go in there, and we'll add those in just a second as soon as I get done thickening this up. So we've got about almost, I would say, probably about 2.5 cups, maybe 3 cups of chicken broth in there now at this point. It's looking nice and smooth, not too many clumps. So now we're just going to go ahead and add our potatoes. And I did forget an ingredient here, guys, earlier, and that is frozen peas. Some people do not put peas in their chicken pot pie. I actually do, even though I forgot that I did. So we're going to add these peas. We're going to add the peas right at the end, right before we put it in the pie, so I do not like my peas overcooked. So we've added the potatoes now, guys. I'm going to turn this up a little bit. We're going to just boil these potatoes now for about 15 minutes to get them nice and soft. Then we're going to add that chicken in here. And then pretty much we're going to be done and ready for it to be put into the pies.
I'm flouring the silicone mat that I'm going to roll it out on, and I've lightly floured the rolling pin as well.
Perfect. All right. So flour your hands, flour your rolling pin, and flour your floury mat. Do not wipe your hands on your brand new Seeking shirt. Okay, well, you can wipe your hands, I suppose, that way if you like. But, all right, guys, so the pie crust has been sitting in the fridge now for about 15, maybe 20 minutes. Long enough to get cold, I guess. And all you gotta do is take it back out of that package and roll out to the size you need. Once again, you get one of these nice little mats that have the size on it. It'll help you out quite a bit.
I don't want a big knife like that.
So Simone's gonna do that and then lay it right in the pan.
Because it's 2, I'm just gonna cut it in half and then roll her out.
That's right, guys. Remember, this is the top and the bottom crust that you hear, so make sure you have enough for both. Simone's very good with her hands.
Talented.
Talented. Lots of talent there. All right, guys, so this is going to be the bottom crust, Simone?
I don't know. Sure.
Right, we'll figure it out. We'll see how it comes out. That pie crust is definitely large enough now. Pickles did a great job rolling that out. So we're going to go ahead and fold that over once to make it easier to transfer. She's got the technique down packed.
Well, I don't know about that, but...
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it's done. Drew did it his way. Let's see how Pickles does it her way.
That's what I think. I'm going to do that.
That looks pretty good there, yeah.
I'm going to do this.
I don't know, Pickles. This is looking pretty good.
There.
I think this technique is the way to go. What do you think, Drew? I think you're liking this.
And it's gonna be buttery.
It's gonna be very buttery, guys. That looks like a beautiful buttery pie crust to me.
This is definitely a deep pan. There we go.
Nope, very deep pan. It's gonna take a little while to bake, guys. Probably about an hour, I would say. We got the oven set for 425, but yeah, probably about an hour. So we got the top layer laid out now. I'm gonna see if Pickles notices anything first before she puts the top onto the pie.
Oh, you need to put pie in there.
Yeah, all right. I was waiting. I was going to say.
Getting ready.
All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and put the top of the pie in there first, and then we're going to top it off. You can see that's the finished product. Hopefully we have just enough to fill this with. I think it's going to be perfect.
Yeah.
Just by eyeballing it and my years of experience here.
Don't jinx yourself, Andy.
Oh, no, it's perfect. Perfect.
It does look nice.
Oh, yeah.
Get all those goodies out of there.
So there you go, guys. Once again, this is a 6-inch deep pie crust. And yeah, it fills right to the very top. Smooth that out.
Pot pie close up.
And there we go. And now we're time for the top. Now we can have Pickles put that top on for us. Fork it, knife it, whatever you want to do. Just make sure you put something there. Looks like we're going for an S, maybe?
Yep. Trying.
S stands for sexy.
Simone.
Oh, Simone. Well, sexy too.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, there we go. So there's the S, guys. Maybe a P in there for Pickles.
That's what I'm doing.
That's for you, Drew. So S and P. There you go. Perfect. Maybe a couple more holes up here. I don't know what you're going to put.
Yeah, sure. I'll just put little dashes.
Just a couple of dashes. All right, sure.
Dashes. That.
All right, guys. So the only thing left to do is bake this bad boy. Once again, it's pretty thick pan, big pie we got here. So we're going to go for an hour at 425. Whatever you do, you don't want to drop this in there, Pickles.
And about.
All right, good timers. Simone's got the gloves on. And this has been about an hour now. As you can see, we foiled the pie. We did that about 15 minutes ago. Yes, definitely hot. So careful there, Pickles. All right, time for the reveal. Very nice. As you can see, close that up. It's nice and warm. All right, there we go. As you can see, guys, we got the S&P up there for Simone Pickles. She did the beautiful crust. So, looks great. We're going to let this rest, though, about 10 or 15 minutes here before we dig in so we don't burn ourselves. But, yeah, there's your finished product. Nice and golden brown. Okay, good timers. So, one last little secret here before we dig into this. We're going to butter the top of this because who doesn't love a little extra butter, right, Simone?
I love butter.
Exactly, a little extra butter. So grab this here. We're just gonna stir it around a little bit.
I should have softened it.
That's plenty of butter there. Are you good?
Yep, we're good.
Yep.
Because there's not enough butter in the crust.
I say because there's not enough butter in the crust already. Everybody loves butter, right? Who doesn't love butter? You can also use an egg wash here, guys, if you wanted to do that. But you know what? Butter just sounds better to me, doesn't it?
And it's pretty.
And it's pretty, exactly. Shiny. Glaze it right up a little bit. So there we go, guys. A little bit there, a little bit there. So there. And now it is ready to cut into. All that's left is to cut into this bad boy. This is always going to be the fun part. So we saw how much luck Drew had with his. We're hoping for a little bit better success. Looks nice and nice crust here, Pickles.
Thank you.
Feels like it's cooked all the way through, guys. So I know she doesn't like too big of pieces, so we're going to just cut. Oh, no, that'll go for it. It was pretty. Okay. Now remember, Pickles, you don't have to eat all this, so as soon as you tell me that's too big of a piece, just eat half of it.
All right.
All right, guys, we're going in. Hopefully this is set up nice. Got my pretty pie server here.
I'm going to zoom in.
Oh, this is good. This is good. You want to zoom in?
Yeah, I'm getting in there.
All right, all right. Coming up, I think I got the bottom. Okay, maybe I didn't get the bottom.
Got this, Andy.
Oh, I almost had the bottom.
Well, that's all right.
That's not bad.
Nice.
We're gonna get the bottom of it though here, guys.
Yeah.
Get all the crust here for her.
Bits and the goodies.
There we go. All right.
That looks nice.
All right. All right, Pickles. Fork. Need a fork.
Fork. I'm getting one.
Crust looks pretty good there. All right.
We switching?
We're switching. So Pickles is gonna try this here, guys.
Hot.
Because she's always the taste tester. Yeah, it is hot, so we might wanna give it a blow. All right. Cut in the dark there. You put you over here in the light.
Where?
Right here.
The light.
Right here. Right here.
I need to be here.
Yeah, right there. All right. There we go.
Okay. It's hot. That's hot.
It's hot. It's hot.
It's hot.
It's hot. Oh, it's hot.
It's hot.
Oh, hot. Hot.
Mm-hmm. It's got a seal of approval.
Seal of approval. All right, so nice and thick, good flavor.
Yep.
How's that crust?
Nice and buttery.
All right.
Vegetables perfectly cooked. You can put
Perfect.
your fork in it. It's not hard. The potatoes.
All right, well, there you go, guys. looks like we had a great combination here. So, what do you think? Do we make a good team, Pickles?
I think so.
All right.
I think we nailed it.
I think we nailed it, guys. So, thank you for watching, guys, and we appreciate your support. And until next time,
have a good time.
Have a good time.
Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the